Hello, in this video, I'm going to talk about validation. Do you need validation from the external? And how can you truly be at peace with yourself when you're always seeking worthiness, deservedness from the external? You know, it's a really big topic, this validation, and I feel like, we can't blame ourselves. We've really been indoctrinated into needing to be validated for so many generations now. It's just this, it's kind of ingrained in us as humans that we're not enough and we need to be validated from the external to prove that we are enough. And, this can really lead to some dark times in our lives when that validation is not coming, right? And we can't find it within ourselves. And I feel like this is a big part of why we're here in this journey, to be triggered and to come up against these situations where the only one that can validate us is ourselves. And I'm sure you've all had those moments in your life as well where, you've been seeking and seeking and seeking approval, seeking love, seeking worthiness, seeking value from what others in the external say or do. And there's probably come a tipping point where that has not happened and you're like, you know what, I'm done. I need to know that I'm enough. And no matter how many times you get to that point, there will always be another aha moment, right, in this whole human journey. Because as a soul and a spirit and an essence, we don't need any validation at all. We are perfect, we are worthy, we are deserving, we are all the things just because we exist, right? The trees and the plants don't ask if they're deserving. They don't shrink in, in smallness, waiting for the sun or the wind or the rain to say, you're worthy enough for our attention, right? They just exist in that state of not needing it, and we have that essence as well. But as I said, it's this human journey and all the millions of marketing messages all the time that are telling us that we're not enough, and so we look for this external validation. But there, as I said, there will be many times in life where you will come to that point where you're like, yeah, no, I don't need somebody else to tell me that I'm enough. And that is so great, and really celebrate those moments, because they will keep on coming in unexpected ways. And today I've got 2 big containers of paperwork that I need shredding. It's like 10 years old. It's old tax returns, receipts, old stuff, right, from so many years ago. And as I'm shredding, I'm like, oh yeah, that can go. But I wondered at some point, why did I keep some of this stuff, all the houses I bought and sold, and some other stuff that I was keeping? Why did I keep all this for so long? And there was a part of me that wanted my children to see it, I guess, for some type of validation that, yeah, I've had a really interesting life, and I've done a lot of things, and my life now may not reflect what it was back then. And so sometimes, because life changes every decade, something is different, right? So now in my 60s, life is very different than what it was in my 30s, 40s, even 50s. And they're just all different stages of life, but there's a little voice sometimes inside your head that says you're not enough. You're not successful. You're a failure. You're not good enough. All of those things, all of those wounds, those emotional wounds that we've got deep inside of us, from things that we took on board that people have said over our lifetime, but they're not true. And so I'm looking through all this stuff and shredding it, and I'm like, why did I even need to hang on to this? Like, you only need your tax stuff for like 5 years, right? But I've got all this stuff from 10 years ago. I'm like, why? And a lot of it, actually, I'm just thinking there was some stuff there from more than 10 years ago. There was some stuff there from early 2000s. So it was like 20 years ago. So that's a bit crazy. But, here's the thing. I kept a lot of it because I was looking for external validation that my life was worthy. And it doesn't matter what age you are, this can happen. This can happen. And the thing is that, even if I kept all that stuff for another 30 years until I pass away, and then it's like whoever sees all that stuff is just going to go, oh, what's this rubbish? Let's just throw it out. And I'm dead then, right? So I can't get the validation anyway. So it's just crazy, the things that we do without even knowing it. And so I'm shredding all of this stuff today because you know what? I know what I've done in my life. I know what I've achieved. And I had so much joy and fun doing all those things. Just because I get rid of the written evidence doesn't mean it didn't happen. And this is the same with any area of life that you want to validate, whether it's just popped into my head. Sometimes we will keep love letters. Sometimes we will keep little things that people have given us in relationships also, just to prove that we were lovable, right? And there's so many other areas of life, but until you choose to decide that you can validate yourself, you will always be in fear that the external is not going to validate you. And that fear is not inner peace. That fear will keep you in chaos. So, the main reason I wanted to talk about this today is because, one of the biggest things that my journey has been, and that I now teach, is to find that inner peace, that acceptance about life, about yourself, because that energy of, in this moment now, I validate myself in any area that I'm feeling any area that I am feeling right now. I validate myself. I'm good enough. I'm worthy enough. I'm deserving. I'm this, that, and the other. You need to believe that for yourself, because then in that moment and that energy, you just open up to receive so much more. And then when you do get validation from the external, it's not because you need it. And when it comes in, it's a confirmation of how you feel about yourself. It's a confirmation of how you feel about yourself. And so when you are looking for validation on the outside and you need it, then when you get it, it's great, but there's also that fear inside you that you're not going to get it from a certain person, and that fear will not keep you in inner peace. When you don't need the validation, and it does come. It's a confirmation of how you feel about yourself, which you don't need either. There's so much freedom in that, so much freedom. So I want you to ask yourself today, if you're watching this, it's come at the perfect time for you. And I want you to ask yourself, where do I need validation right now and why? And if you can't answer that straight away, maybe just feel into yesterday, or if you're listening to this at night, feel into how the day went today. And was there any moment where, you didn't feel enough? Was there any moment where you really did need some validation from the external to make you feel better? That's the self-inquiry, and that will really open up a whole new ball game of self-love, self-validation, and inner peace in your world. Thank you for being here, and if I can help in any way, just see all of the links and connect with me. Bye.